I want to say this. I'm doing good, Shreese. Thanks for asking. I have been doing a lot of studying. Just click the share button. It only takes a second because, of course, you know as well as I do, they're going to do everything in their power to block the live or even try to shut us down tonight. Who is that? Hey, Candace, how you doing? Good evening to you. Hello, Tanya. How are you? We've got Miss Letha Brawley in the house. How are you doing? I hope everybody's had a safe weekend. I don't celebrate Columbus Day. I don't celebrate pedophiles. Sorry, because that's exactly what he was. One of the most prolific pedophiles there is. Checking in from Texas. Hey, Grace, how are you? Good, good. Hey, what's up? What's up? Well, listen, you all. I've been doing some more studying as usual, and I want to just bring something to you all's attention. Benita, how are you doing? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to play the information as well as show the video. And I'm sure once I do that, guess what? You all will be able to pick up what I'm putting down. So I'm going to do, hey, Angela, how you doing, my friend? Terrence, what's up, brother? Good to see you all as well. But I want you to pay attention to something. The video I'm about to show you is when the officers arrived on the scene. Hey, is that Jay? Hey, Jay, how are you doing? Good evening to you. The video that I'm about to show you is when the officers initially arrived at the scene. Brother Stanley, how are you doing? All right, all right, all right. And so it's important as well as imperative that you all pay attention to one certain person. That is the son. I want you to hear his verbiage that he was spewing out when the officers arrived on the scene. Just pay close attention to him and listen to the words coming out of his mouth. I also want you to take heed to the fact that when pressed by Detective Jason Boykin, he asked the young man a question. Keep in mind, the chief said, all y'all are victims. But if you ask me personally, there was only one victim. How you doing, Yvette? There was only one victim. And that victim was Maurice Taggart. That was the only victim. There was only one victim at the crime scene. Maurice Taggart. Yet our chief of police told them, all y'all are victims. I'm getting word that there's a new police chief on the horizon. I pray and hope that's true because like I said, the chief that we have, sorry, Jezebel, inexcusable. Part of this group right here. Like I said, you see this 18-wheeler with the blood on her backside? The person lying on the ground, that's the son. Now, I want you all to listen closely, listen intently what he said once the officers had arrived on scene. It's very important because he was very, very vocal. He had a lot to say about Maurice. Even if we go back to the 911 tapes, you can hear what he was saying. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to speed it up, turn this light off, and I want you all to listen, okay? Just listen to this because I'm going to see if you all are able to pick up what I've been able to pick up, okay? So let's turn this camera around. Brother Maurice Taggart. Let's dim this light here for a second. And you got the officers on the scene. Okay, let me speed it up just a little bit. Now, we know Shatia Johnson was talking. She did a hell of a lot of talking. But I want you to pay attention and listen closely to Justice Taggart. Just listen.
You had the gun. Don't touch the gun. Don't touch it. Who had the gun? He tried to kill me, man. That's my dad. He tried to kill me. I tried to talk to me and my mama. I put it right here. Okay, I got it. Hey, what you do? He said he was arguing for stealing money from murder renewal. He tried to kill me. Okay. He stole that money from my 232. City, go ahead, clear that. Go ahead, notify Easy. I'm hurt. Yeah, first respond. We got Easy out. Hey, sit. Oh. Go. What happened again? Hey, where you at? Where you got shot at, bro? Huh? Oh, hey. 2016 tell you to step it up ASAP. So both of them were shot. I don't know. You shot me first.
Did you all hear when the officer asked Shatil Johnson? He said, so both of them was shot. This 18-wheeler big wide heifer said, oh no. Even when Justice said, my own daddy tried to kill me, Shatil Johnson said, no, he didn't. She contradicted him right there on the scene. Let's take it back. Just listen. When he asked her, what happened to Maurice Taggart? Listen to her say, no, he didn't. Listen.
Who had the gun? He tried to kill me, man. That's my dad. He tried to kill me. I tried to talk to you and my mom. I put it right here. Okay, I got it. Hey, what's your name? He faced charges of stealing money from Urban Renewal. He tried to kill me. Oh, okay. He stole that money from 232. City, go ahead, clear that. Go ahead, notify Easy. I'm hurt. And first respond. We got Easy out. Hey, sit. Oh. Bro, relax. Hey, where you at? Where you outside there, bro?
He's going to ask the question again. What happened to him?
Oh, hey. 2016 tell you to step it up ASAP. So both of them were shot. I don't know. You shot me first. It's true. We got cameras right there, son. Okay. Hey, be still. Don't, hey, be still, bro. Be still. Get the ambulance on the scene. Tell me got 2 of them. You should have left that nigga, man. He ain't shit, man. Okay, be quiet. Easy, baby. Please, baby. Be still. Hey, calm down, bro. Hey, stop moving. Calm down, relax. Be still, man. Be still, man. Be still. You doing too much moving right now. I mean, bitch, you stay still, impossible. Hey, sit down, man. Sit down. You being shot through the chest, man. Sit down. Okay. Sit down, man. Sit. Sit down, man. Hey, relax, man. They tell you he's ready to step up. What's up, man? Relax. All right. Okay. Hey, can somebody go get some towels? Stay inside. Hey, where did this take? Go inside, Johnny. Ma'am, you got some towels? I need some towels. Come on. What you shot at? I don't know. Come on. Save my son, Lord. Save my son. Please save my son. Save my son, Lord. Please. You got shot in the leg too, bro? It won't look like. Oh my God, please save my son. Where keys at? I ain't taking my son off. Where keys? I don't know. Look at my purse. Look at the room. I need water. I need my shoe. Hey, man, I'll put on this tight, man. So. Put it tight. Do whatever you gotta do. Just do it. Just do it, Jay. Baby. You got this, okay? Come on, Daddy, trying to kill me.
Now, some things I need for you all to pay attention to. Okay? Follow along with me. Chandra, we know she kept saying, save my son, save my son, save my son. Justice was very, very verbal and vocal. Very, very vocal. My own daddy tried to kill me. I need some water or something. Well, you shot that bro in the chest. Did you all not notice that? Okay, sorry about that. What I realized that Maurice had been shot. He didn't even realize. So if you all would just click share, that prevents them from stopping the live. They're reporting the live already. The officer didn't even realize that it was Maurice Taggart lying on the ground until he came out, because he kept saying, hey, bro, stop moving. Then when he came out of the house, he said, yeah, you know, hey, Maurice, turn around. Now, I spent a considerable amount of time learning CPR. You all are looking at a certified CPR instructor, yours truly. Let me tell you what should have been done. I allowed 2 doctors and 3 nurses to look at the same video. The officers, the first responders at the scene, what they should have done was taken out a knife or scissors and cut his shirt open with their flashlight and assess the area, find the wounds, find where he was injured at. Never did it. The only thing that kept being bellowed to Murray, hey, bro, stop moving. Hey, stay on your side, stay on your side, stay on your side. The wounds, if a tourniquet was available and it could have been applied, his wounds should have been packed with gauze to stop the bleeding. I want to ask you all one simple question. I don't know how many of you can swim. I can't, personally, I can't swim. But have you ever had water to accidentally go up your nose? Have you almost drowned before? Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever been in a pool, even a swimming pool, or even in a lake or something swimming, and you almost drown and you go under and you come up, and as you come up, water is being expectorated from your nose and your mouth? Has that ever happened to you? Okay. Well, just imagine being drowned by your own blood. That's exactly what happened to Maurice Taggart. He drowned in his own blood. He couldn't breathe. He drowned to death. And I tell you, it's a very, very scary feeling. Even though you may be drowning, you still can hear. You still can hear. Maurice Taggart drowned in his own blood. Now, you notice how much the son was talking. The son kept saying, oh, you should have left that nigga. He ain't shit. He ain't this. My own daddy. The one that was stealing the money from Urban Renewal. Now, let me take you to his interview. Now, Detective Jason Boykin, if you ask me, I think he knew he was lying. He asked him a considerable number of questions. I want you to listen intently to how he responded. He asked him 3 times. Count them, 1, 2, 3. And each time he asks, I'll put a finger up. But I need for you all to listen with intent. Okay? Listen intently. Let me turn this thing back on. Let me see where we at. Because I want you all to hear this. Hold on. I want you to hear this. Because the officer asked him 3 times, how did Maurice get shot? Now, on the ground, you know, he was, my own daddy, the one that was stealing the money from Urban Renewal. Mommy, you should have left it. He ain't F that B. Oh, he just doing all that. Oh, but then when he gets to the hospital and the detective is asking questions, I want you to listen to this.
This Detective Boykin.
Just listen.
It's 03:37 hours. I'm at JRMC. It's Wednesday, August the 30th. 2023, and I'm speaking with, can you take your name for me?
Justice Taggart.
Justice Taggart.
Say it one more time.
Justice Taggart.
Justice Taggart? And what's your date of birth?
0407. 97.
04.
April 7, 1997.
Okay, and what's the telephone number for you?
4985.
489-8885.
8085.
8085. Okay. And with your address?
Where I got when my dad tried to kill me.
Number one, let me stop it. This big head bastard right here, he lied. Number one, many of you are not aware of the fact that Justice Taggart, this piece of crap right here, did not live at number 1 Hillcroft. Neither did the 18-wheeler, the big wide pregnant female, his girlfriend Shatil Johnson. Neither one of them lived at number 1 Hillcroft. But when the detective asked, what's your address? He was about to say his original address, and then he caught himself. He said, where I got shot at. Now, if I were to ask you all, what's your address? I'd automatically, emphatically say, I live at number 1 American Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38101, or whatever the address is. But let me take it back 15 seconds. And notice when he asked Justice, where's your address? Or state your address. Listen.
For you.
489-85.
489-8885.
8085.
8085. Okay. And with your address?
Where I got when my dad tried to kill me at. I don't know. It wasn't Hillcroft.
Okay. All right, just explain to me what happened.
He's been fighting charges.
Did y'all notice that? This is the first time he said, explain to me what happened. Justice in turn says he's been fighting charges. Doesn't have a damn thing to do with what happened on the morning of August 30th, 2023. And if you have not donated $10 from everybody, go to my page. I pinned it at the top because we're going to get justice for Maurice as well as his mother, Miss Nina Taggart. Donate $10 to the GoFundMe to help support, to get justice. Because every bastard on this t-shirt right here, I want to see them all in an orange jumpsuit. The sheriff, the chief of police, Lord Franklin Jr., Shatil Johnson, Justice Taggart, and our killer county clerk, Chandra Taggart. She was there as well, and we know the sheriff was there. I know that Lafayette Woods was there because the police officer said, first responder said they was there when they got there. He and Lord Franklin. Make that make sense. Listen.
Something murderous oil. And ever since then, man, he's been
First
drinking, telling my mama he gonna kill her. He told my mama he gonna kill Lafayette.
Now, he said that his daddy been fighting charges, and he told his mother that he wanted to kill the sheriff. Why? Why would Maurice Taggart throw his entire career away to kill the sheriff? What did he do? What did he do? Let's take it back. He never answered the question.
Murderous oil. And ever since then, man, he's been drinking, telling my mama he gonna kill her. He told my mama he gonna kill Lafayette.
Now this happened tonight? Y'all, the argument tonight?
No, he was talking to her. He told her he gonna kill Lafayette. He gonna kill her. He gonna kill, I don't even know, Robert Wiley or something.
Am I the only one that's picking up what he's putting down? Am I the only one that notices how he's struggling to even talk? Yet, you just got shot twice. You on the ground cussing, talking crazy. Now you at the hospital, you can barely speak. Are y'all picking that up? Why would Maurice say that he was going to kill the sheriff, but yet, further proof right here, y'all. Out of all these text messages between Maurice and Chandra, not one threat. Not from the 18th to the 30th, not one death threat. Not one threat to Chandra, Justice, the sheriff, nor anyone else. Not one threat in all these messages. You know what I picked up? Literally from reading these texts, he was begging this Jezebel for help. He begged the Jezebel to even get it. The man didn't even have enough money to get him a burger. He didn't have no money. We know that the Killer County clerk lied about the money, about the cash apps. I have cash apps in excess of over $4,000 that she received on behalf of Maurice Taggart. So she knew about it too. If you live in a household with a husband or spouse and they got thousands of dollars coming in, you're not going to ask questions? You're not going to be curious as to how are you coming into all this money? Yet the Killer County clerk, KKK, played ignorant to everything. So, you notice he asked him what happened. He said that he been fighting charges. He said he gonna kill Lafayette Woods. He gonna kill Lafayette. Okay.
Brown.
Well, what happened between y'all two tonight? What happened? Why y'all get into it?
Me and him never. I just.
Let me see if y'all caught that. For those of you who did not, he asked, what happened between y'all two? What happened to cause this thing, the commotion that went on between you and your dad? Guess what he started to say? Me and him ain't never had no problem. We ain't never got into it. Let me take it back just a couple seconds. Listen.
I am Robert Wiley or something. Brown.
Well, what happened between y'all two tonight? What happened?
Second time.
Why y'all
Me
get
and
into it?
him never. I just. He kept telling my mom he gonna kill her. And he said I would have killed you today, but he said whenever you file those divorce papers, I'm gonna kill you.
Okay. Well, what led to y'all physically getting into it? You were standing up for your mom or something?
I was on the phone the whole time. I heard him saying all of this. I came in. I told him to get out.
Okay, so you came over and told him to leave. Okay. And what happened what happened at that point?
When we went outside and I pushed, he didn't want to leave. I pushed him out the door.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? He said when he went outside, would you all believe me if I told you that Maurice Taggart was attempting to leave the house? Maurice was leaving the house. He had his keys in his hand, his glasses on, and guess what else he had? Maurice had, let me find it real quick. What did I do with it? Maurice had his cell phone and his keys. If y'all remember the crime scene, they found his keys, his glasses, a shoe was in the yard. The shoe belonged to Justice, by the way, and some other debris. But guess what the officers did not find amongst the evidence that was in the yard? Maurice's cell phone. You know why? Jezebel right here, the Killer County clerk, she had already taken his phone. And she was going through his phone, deleting text messages, deleting videos, deleting phone calls. If a person is leaving, I know most people, I know some young folks sleep with their cell phone, be right underneath their pillow. When they go to sleep, that phone be right there. That phone is their lifeline. It'd be 3 o'clock in the morning. They hear that phone, they get a notification, they're going to raise up and grab that phone and check it. The ex-wife had somebody called her the ex-wife. She had his cell phone. She sure did. She had his cell phone. Maurice Taggart was trying to, once he realized what was going on, guess what? These sorry bastards up here realized we can't let him leave. We cannot let him leave. According to the police officer, the sheriff, right here, he was already at the house. Could not let him leave. Did not let him leave. Maurice Taggart, Maurice Taggart struggled. He literally fought for his life. And it's unfortunate that he lost. Maurice could not fend off 4 people. We do know for a fact that the witness that lived directly across the street had a bird's eye view. Said the female was on the left pulling him down. There was a male to the right of him toward the front pulling him down. And there was a male on the back to the right of him pulling him. Hence, the reason why he was shot. Maurice was shot about midways here. He was being pulled down. Both his arms were in front of him. And so when he was hit here, that's why the bullet came out near his areola or nipple area. And the second shot hit him right there. Put a big old hole in him right there. This is why Justice was shot as well. He caught one right here near the clavicle on his right side. And the second shot, well, this is my right. So was hit right here. And the second shot hit him right here. So as Maurice was being pulled, boom, boom. As he's going down, the trajectory of the bullet went at an angle. That's why when he was hit here, the bullet went down at a downward position and came out right here and struck Justice. Follow me? The bullet that came out Maurice's shoulder struck Justice right here. The one that came out right here struck Justice right here. I've got a picture of both of them standing side by side. Justice is at least 3 or 4 inches taller than Maurice Taggart was. At least 3 to 4 inches. He's a big guy. So I want you to hear this. Notice how he never answered the question. That was the second time he asked him.
And he shot me in the chest.
See, he lied and said Maurice went outside. He told him to leave. Justice didn't even live there. Neither did Shatia. He said, when we got outside, then he changed it. He said, I pushed him outside. How many of you, let me ask you this question. How many of you, if you're in your house and you tell somebody to leave your house, and as they're going outside, you push them out the door and they turn and they shoot you? How many of you would literally take your stupid ass outside and confront somebody with a gun? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Because if you shoot me and I have no gun and I'm in the house, I'm going to close the door and lock it. Hey, call 911. But let me tell you all, man, God is so good. Would you all believe me if I told you, whew, God is so good. If I told you, I'm also going to show you as well. If I told you that Maurice Taggart's murder was premeditated, would y'all believe that? Would you believe that? If I told you they planned his murder, it was premeditated. Even this nut right here said, it was like deja vu. I just talked to the prosecutor yesterday. He said it was deja vu. Deja vu means you've already seen it before, dummy. The sheriff said it was deja vu. That's what he said. Guess what else? Who takes a gun? Who takes a gun to their mom and dad's home to make him leave? That's premeditated. You went to the scene with a gun. According to Justice, he passed the gun to his mama when he got there. First of all, Maurice was a 230, 40-pound big dude. He's a big guy. Justice was no slack either, as you look. He's not a small guy. So he went to his parents' house with a gun. So he gives his gun to his mother. But keep this fact in mind. Justice said Maurice has been stealing. He steals from my mama all the time. So he said Maurice stole his gun. Check this out. This is the story that Justice tells the police. Maurice had his gun. Maurice had his own gun. Let's pretend these vitamins is a gun. I'm desperate. I'm in destitute. I need some money. So I take my gun and I pawn it to somebody in the streets. Somebody in the streets sees my son. Hey, man, your dad pawned his gun Here, I'm going to give it back to you. You know, be careful, and don't tell her what he might do with it. Right? But even in the wife's interview, she says she never knew Maurice to own a gun. Justice never explained who this mystery person was that Maurice allegedly pawned the gun to. And out of all people, why would they give the gun back to him? Number one, Justice, 26, 27 years old. Maurice would have been 45 next month. Don't you all realize that Maurice and Justice is at least almost 20 years apart? They don't run in the same circle. Maurice's friends and Justice's friends are not the same. They're not the same. So I want you to listen to this now. He said first when we went outside, then he switched it up because he lied. He said he pushed him out the door.
Okay. What happened at that point?
When we went outside and he didn't want to leave, I pushed him out the door. And he shot me in the chest.
Okay, so he had a gun on him?
I didn't know.
Did you see him go get a gun, or how did the gun come into play?
He stole my gun.
Did y'all hear that? He said, did he have a gun? How'd the gun come into place? He said Maurice stole his gun. He said he owns about 5 or 6 guns. So, listen to this. Let me break this down. If Maurice supposedly owned a gun, and Maurice pawned that gun, and the person that he allegedly pawned it to allegedly gave it back to Justice, Maurice's son, how convenient is it that Maurice would have stolen that particular gun if he had already pawned that gun, and the same gun he said was used to shoot Justice? Keep in mind, Justice said he put his finger in between that thing at the top. He owns several guns. He put his finger up there to stop Maurice from shooting him again. Justice had 2 plugs taken out of him. Right here near the clavicle area, right here, and right here on the side. How was he shot a second time if he put his finger in the top of it to stop him from shooting? He is lying. If nothing else, obstruction of justice, hindering apprehension, obstruction. Perhaps the prosecuting attorney, Stephen Cal Hunter, his deputy prosecutor, Stevie Wonder. Maybe he allowed Stevie Wonder to review this case. That's what I'm thinking. So let's listen.
He shot me in the chest.
So it's your gun?
No, the gun he shot me with is his gun, but he had pawned it to somebody, and when he pawned it to him, they gave it to me, and they told me, don't give it to your daddy because he's going to do something with it.
So how did he get the gun? He was in the house?
I don't know. He stole it from me. He's been stealing money from him.
Did y'all notice that? He said, how did Maurice get the gun? He said, I don't know. He stole it from me. He been stealing from my mama. Make this make sense. He's lying. If you had the gun, how in the hell did Maurice steal it from you? He said Maurice been stealing from his mama. So he said when he came home, he gave his mama his gun. He asked him, is that the same gun that you were shot with? He said, no. He said, so that gun was never fired? He said, no. Let's go back.
When he pawned it to him, they gave it to me, and they told me, don't give it to your daddy because he's going to do something with it.
So how did he get the gun? He was in the house?
I don't know. He stole it from me. He's been stealing money from my mama for a long time. I had the gun. I have a lot of guns. I have 6, 7 guns. I go to the...
Did y'all hear that? He just snitched on himself. He said, I had the gun. I got 6 or 7 guns. I go to the gun range.
So how did he get the gun? He was in the house?
I don't know. He stole it from me. He's been stealing money from my mama for a long time. I had the gun. I have a lot of guns.
Did y'all hear that? He said, I had the gun. How did he get the gun? I don't know. He been stealing from my mama. Number one, you live in Little Rock. You lived in Little Rock. And so did your pregnant 18-wheeler. She lived in Little Rock as well. Both of you, neither of you lived at the home. That's why you couldn't give your address. When he asked you, state your name and state your address. Neither one of y'all lived there. So if the person that he pawned it to gave it to you and told you not to let your dad have it because he's liable to do something with it, how in the hell did Maurice steal it from you? Steal it back from you? Because justice is lying.
6, 7 guns. I go to the gun range.
But you didn't have a gun with you tonight.
I did have a gun with me.
Is that the gun that y'all got to
No,
the tussle with?
no, the gun that I had with me, that's my dad. I would never kill him. I gave the gun to my mama. I told her to go put it up. So we wrestled, he wouldn't take it from me.
So what they,
I didn't know he had a gun the whole time, though.
okay.
Did y'all hear that? When he got to the house, he gave his gun to my mama. He said he gave it to my mama. So when we wrestled, he couldn't take it from me. That's what he said. He said he gave his gun to his mama once he got to the house. Let's play that back one more again.
The gun I had with me, that's my dad. I would never kill him. I gave the gun to my mama. I told her to go put it up. So we wrestled, he wouldn't take it from me.
So what they,
I didn't know he had a gun the whole time, though.
okay. So that gun that you had that you gave to your mom, it didn't get fired tonight?
No, it's in the house somewhere.
Okay. So the only gun that got fired was the gun that he had?
Yes.
Okay. So after he shot you, what happened?
I was fighting for my life. He was trying to shoot me.
Uh-huh.
I tried to wrestle with him.
Do y'all remember initially I said my own dad shot me in the chest? Would the side of you be considered your chest, or would the front of you be considered your chest? I would say the front. He was hit right here near the clavicle. But what he's not telling is that the bullet that came out of Maurice's shoulder struck him right here. The bullet that came out of Maurice's chest struck him right here at a downward position. That's why I took a plug out of him. Justice did not have a gunshot wound or a bullet in his body. Neither here nor here. He didn't have a bullet in him. The bullets traveled through Maurice and hit Justice, which means Maurice was shot in the back. But just listen to the story now, because he already said I would never kill my dad. I'd never do that.
Okay. So the only gun that got fired was the gun that he had?
Yes.
Okay. So after he shot you, what happened?
I was fighting for my life. He was trying to shoot me some more.
Some more.
I tried to wrestle with him. And I don't know what my girl just standing I'm on top of him. She just standing on the gun. She didn't even fucking try to get the damn gun.
Notice he said, I don't know what my girl was doing. She was standing on Maurice. She wasn't standing on Maurice. That big wide heifer was sitting on Maurice. She was sitting on Maurice. The big wide ass with all that blood. I superimposed the picture side by side. Didn't I tell you that Shatia Johnson is just as guilty as Justice and everybody else? Did I not tell you that? He said, I don't know what my girl, she just fucking standing there. She was on top of Maurice, like he just said. Look. Like a big old oversized diaper. When you superimpose Maurice's body, all the blood there, and you look at that big wide ass with that diaper on, that's her. He said my girl was just standing there. She was on top of Maurice. Didn't I tell you she's complicit in murder? She helped kill Maurice. Like I said, baby, it's just a matter of time before they get your ass. Because you know they'll turn on you. So let's take it back for a second.
I tried to wrestle with him. And I don't know what my girl just standing I'm on top of him. She just standing on the gun. She didn't even fucking try to get the damn gun. She just so damn.
She did the best she could do.
She just fucking standing there. Man. He could have fucking killed me.
What happened between with him getting shot? How did he get shot?
Listen.
I had the gun. She stepping on the gun. I used all my might to throw him down. threw him down. I didn't even know where the gun was at. And I see him jumping for something on the ground. So when I looked, I seen the gun. I hear him jumped on it. And we both had it. And I don't remember. I think I just pulled the trigger or something. And he took off.
So, listen, this bastard just said, with all his might, he grabbed Maurice and he threw him down. He saw Maurice on the ground, struggling, trying to reach for something. He said he jumped on him and got up. And they both were struggling with the gun. Both were struggling. So what did Maurice do? Maurice is right in front of you, in front of Justice, and they struggling with the gun, going back and forth like this, struggling with the gun. He said he just started shooting. So evidently, Maurice stopped. Maurice stopped fighting and turned around. And Justice shot him. Bam! Bam! But according to the medical examiner's report, Maurice Taggart had no gunshot residue or stippling on his clothes nor his flesh. Even if Maurice had been 3 feet from Justice when he was shot, he would have had gunpowder stippling on his clothes. If they tussling over a gun, y'all right in proximity of each other, and y'all tussling, Maurice turned his back, and you shoot your father twice in the back, striking his lung and his liver and his arteries. Then you shoot him again. So I guess we're going to discount the white woman saying that Maurice was being restrained by 3 people. And I'm taking the gloves off. Lafayette Woods. You criminal. You thief. You liar. You murderer. I know that you were there. You cannot get your lies together. I listened to your audio multiple times. Let me tell you what you said. You had 2 missed calls at 2:26. Yet, you called 911 at 2:22:01. Why? And you hadn't received notification from Chandra. And then you called Nappy Head to come over there because she needed to see a familiar face. You said you had 2 missed calls at 2:26. So you called back at 2:27. And she was talking. There was a lot of commotion. You said they was fighting. Can you send some officers? So he said while he's on the phone trying to call Mecca, and he used his cell phone, not his radio. He even called a SWAT team. Some of them that live in the county made it there before others did, and they live in the city. He said she called back at 2:28 and says, he shot. And then, Sheriff, you said, oh, crap. And you said it was deja vu. Deja vu meaning it's something you've already seen. How could you bypass the entire Pine Bluff Police Department and not inform them as to what was going on in their own backyard? In their own backyard. You're the county, not the city. And this is why when I talk to the officers, the first responders, when I asked specifically, was Lafayette Woods and was Lord Franklin Jr. at the house when you made it? He said, yes, they were there. That's why you could not get your story together. This is why y'all want this to just die down. You want it to just go away. Woods, I know in my heart of hearts, and you know that you're complicit to murder. You're a killer. You're a noob. You're the pole mark. You're the president. If anything, I pledge KKK. I would never join that association because they associate with a killer. I know what the KKK represents. They've always been front and center. That's the Ku, the Klux, and the Klan. Killer, killer, killer. Killer county clerk and a killer sheriff. I know you were there. That's why you can't get your story together. We're going to discount 2 white women in Pine Bluff with reputable reputations, no criminal records. The other witness said, she said he took off his shirt and placed it on Justice and ran to the east side of the house. The other neighbor across the street saw your monkey ass over there with Chandra. And when the police arrived, you took off. That's why the cop said, there they go right there, right there. There they go right there. Your ass took off running. The neighbor that lives at number 2 Hillcroft said his dog was barking uncontrollably. Barking uncontrollably because you had your monkey ass in the woods. How dare you step out in public and act like you didn't end a man's life over some coochie? Really? Then you kiss her. And then you announce Maurice Taggart's death before the hospital did. You tell Ernest Brown, Judge Ernest Brown, he was pretty much gone before he left here. These are not my words. These are the sheriff's words. How would the sheriff? So the sheriff is a counselor. He's the sheriff. He's a medical examiner. He's a doctor. He's a gynecologist. He's everything. He's a jack of many trades, of many hats. But let's finish with this interview from Justice.
Yeah, that's really took off.
Okay, so he got shot while y'all was tussling with the gun, pretty much is what you're saying.
But when he shot me, he shot me. And at this point, I'm just like, man, I know I'm about to die. He's trying to pull the trigger some more. Mm-hmm. I got the, like when a gun can't go off if you pull the back of the, like when he pulling the trigger, but I got my hand on the, it's like that thing at the top of the gun. You know, like, if I stop it, you can't shoot. Like, what is that? The chamber? And you pull the gun, it goes back and forth. I was holding it back, so he couldn't pull it. So he had trigger. He had it pull.
Do you remember how many times that you pulled the trigger when he got shot?
Hell no.
You don't remember? Okay.
I just lost it. I don't know.
Okay. All right, this concludes your interview at 03:43 hours.
Did you notice he said, okay, Detective Jason Boykin, let me say this to you. I know, and I also know that you know that he was lying. You said, okay, that's his story and he's sticking to it. That's what he said. He never answered the question specifically. Melissa, no, that would break your damn finger. Not only hurt, it would break your finger. He said he put his finger in there to keep him from firing it again. Number one, he's lying. I have a gun. Once you slide it back, you put a round in the chamber, all you got to do is shoot. It's going to go pow, pow, And each time you shoot, the shell casings are being ejected. Now, if they're in the grass fighting, can somebody explain to me why the shell casings were on the porch? Let me see here. Hold on. And his brother, I think he's on the live. Cedric, my dear brother, this is Maurice's brother. If you want to come in and join me on this live, brother, you're more than welcome to, rather. But I want to show you all something. Let me go here to the porch because I want the people to see this and also to show how the stories didn't match up. Now, if Maurice and Justice, the fight took place out here. The shirt, that bloody shirt, was Maurice's shirt that was removed from him. If they're out here and they're fighting, he's in the grass and he gets the gun. He takes the gun from Maurice and he starts shooting and Maurice takes off. Take off where? That means the ballistics and shell casings would be out here in the grass, right? The ballistics are right there on the porch. See the markers? Right there. That's a lie right there. If they're in the grass fighting, right there in the grass fighting, how do you explain the shell casings being right there on the back porch? The shots fired came from right there. The witness said Maurice never did this right here. He never raised an arm up. As a matter of fact, Maurice didn't even have a gun. Did not have a gun. So make it make sense. Make it make sense now. And let me show you this image here. Remember I told you about their height? Them side by side. He was much taller than Maurice, as you can see. And let me show you all something. Wish I could superimpose this. We know Maurice was shot in the back. Justice, his right side is going to be right here. Justice was hit here on his right side. He's also hit right here. If Maurice is in a downward position going like this, that explains the bullet coming out of Maurice's chest, coming out of his chest, right here, striking Justice right here. And the bullet coming out of his shoulder, striking Justice right here. That's what they're not telling you all. Justice was hit by fragments that ripped through Maurice's body. The damage was done to Maurice. Justice just caught the effects. See, the person behind the gun had no intentions of shooting Justice. Had no intentions of shooting Justice. The intent was to kill Maurice. Justice became a casualty. He became a casualty. That's why Chandra was so upset. You ever seen somebody, their husband is dying, gets shot, and you cussing him? That's his ass. That's his ass. Say my son. Say my son. And even Shatia Johnson, that big wide heifer, she played a role. Even when the EMTs approached Maurice Taggart, what did Shatia do? The pregnant girlfriend, who's 7 months pregnant, didn't have a baby till October. When they got ready to walk over there to Maurice, she looked, oh. She's acting like she's in labor. And what does Chandra Taggart say? Help her, she's pregnant. So guess what the EMTs do? They turn away from Maurice and go to assist Shatia. Ain't that a kick in the head? Instead of helping the man who's not breathing, who's gasping for air, who's not talking, you help this big heifer that's on the ground on all fours like an animal hollering. All planned. Like the sheriff said, this deja vu. He saw it coming. So, let's see here. Let's just go to his interview real quick. And you will hear him say out his own mouth that he saw this coming. At least that's what he told the detective that was asking him questions. How'd you get notified? Y'all remember that? Remember I told you the chief of police told Chandra before she walked out the house, all y'all victims.
People of note.
Y'all are people of note. Meaning,
No,
okay.
because y'all are people of note, so we have to put something out to calm the public. Okay.
We got to put something out to calm the public. We just going to release as little information as possible.
No, because y'all are people of note, so we have to put something out to calm the public. Okay. But it won't be anything that is invasive to your family. Okay. The only thing we release is what we have to.
Listen.
Okay.
I my babies now, they see it. They probably already come take them. Situation.
Y'all all victims.
Yeah.
And they still got you.
Did you hear that? Did you hear the chief tell her y'all all victims? Now let's fast forward. When he got to the sheriff, she was nonchalant when he said, hey, chief, you want to go with me to speak to the sheriff? Talk to the sheriff about what?
Yeah,
Now watch this. He walks over here and he asks the sheriff, you want to go with me? He asks the chief of police, want to go with me to interview the sheriff?
Do you want to go with me to talk to the sheriff?
Talk to the sheriff.
Yeah.
What you got to talk to the sheriff about?
About the phone call she called him about, see if there was anything she'd like to answer.
Okay. No.
Okay.
She said she didn't want to go. Now keep in mind, you had Detective Borkin. Let me let you all in on a quick secret. Detective Borkin is the one that interviewed Shatia, Chandra, and Justice. Detective Chris Whelan was on the scene. He's the one that questioned the sheriff. Thus far, the officers were on the up and up. This Jezebel right here, known as the chief of police, guess what that Jezebel did? She snatched Borkin and Whelan off the case. And she assigned the case to Lieutenant Stephen Rucker and Detective Sergeant Keith Banks. She had somebody that was willing to sacrifice their career and do her dirty work, do her bidding. Ain't that a kick in the head? You give the case to two detectives and then you take it from them. That would make me feel some type of way, like I'm incompetent, like I can't do my damn job. She took it. She took the case from Whelan and Borkin and gave it to Rucker and Banks. Those are the same two officers. Banks is black, Rucker is white, that interrogated the witness, telling them what she saw. They were more concerned with Agent Oscar Bullard's statement, questioning her, as opposed to what she saw. Do you see the corruption? That's why it's important as well as imperative that this wench is gone. We don't need a chief of police. You don't represent us. She is corrupt and just as crooked as the other souls on this shirt behind me. Now let's listen to the sheriff. When he said, hey, how'd you get notified? How'd you get involved? How'd you get notified? Notice when he say deja vu, meaning he's already seen this before.
Got shirt, the keys, the glasses, and the flip-flop, please. Yeah. Sure.
Did y'all hear that? He had just kissed Chandra. Listen to this. Listen real clearly.
Sure. Well, so, how did you get notified, boss?
She called me. She called me. And all I heard was commotion and arguing in the background. And I knew then was bad. She called me, and I got 2 missed calls at 2:26 a.m. And then 2:27 is when I tried to call back. I called back, and I was like, "What's going on?" She's like, "Please send the officers over here." I think she said it was Jay, which is his son.
Hold on, let me stop it.
And
This mealy mouth bastard said he think she said it was Jay, which is his son. Is Jay not her son as well? Furthermore, many of you are not privy to this fact. Chandra Taggart has a brother who is a law enforcement officer. He is a lieutenant with the Pine Bluff Police Department by the name of Derek Price. That's her brother. They got the same mama. Derek Price is Chandra Taggart's brother. He is a law enforcement officer. Why wouldn't you call him? Instead, you call the sheriff, whom you've been sleeping with. You call your boyfriend for help. But yet, they want to paint the picture that Maurice Taggart was this villainous, drunk, threatening everybody, saying he's going to kill everybody. He's going to kill Lafayette Woods. He's going to kill Ernest Brown. He's going to kill Josh White. He's going to kill Ryan. He's just going to kill all 6 of us. Then it went from 6 to all 8 of us. There was a hit list. There was never, ever a hit list. They made it up. And guess what? Some members of the police department ran with it. Even the sheriff knew about it. He said, in the hit list, the sheriff said, yeah, that too. How? No one told him that was a hit list. He said, yeah, that too. They'd already got their stuff together. He knew about it, just like when he said deja vu. He knew about it. Listen to what I'm saying to you all. We have a sheriff. His hands are bloody. The Killer County clerk, hands are bloody. Shatil Johnson's, their hands are bloody. Lord Franklin Jr., hands are bloody. He and the sheriff are just like this. They talk every day. You see one, you see the other. Rarely do you see, and I'm being led to believe that this man right here has been appointed by this crook and deputized him as a sheriff. He's a justice of the peace, but he's also a convicted felon. So is he. He's a convicted felon. Seems like to me the inmates are running the asylum. What y'all think? So let's go back to the lying sheriff. Let's listen to his part. See, I'm really getting pissed off.
I'm up on dispatch trying to get somebody over here. She called back and then she's even more hysterical. And she said, he shot. I'm like, oh, crap. But what's so crazy about this is that it's like, on the hit list. No, yeah, that too. It's like deja vu. I literally, today, at 4:20, sat down with the prosecutor trying to find a way that could protect her, but also the kids, because she was afraid that any action that she was taking, how he was going to react to it.
So let me stop. This is the sheriff. He's trying to do everything in his power, God help him, to have Maurice locked up because he's afraid and his wife is afraid for her life. She's the county clerk. He's going to do something to her and possibly do something to the kids. Yet the sheriff never notified the Pine Bluff Police Department. He never told anyone outside of talking to his cohort, Stephen Kyle Hunter, what was going on. He says deja vu. When he said about the hit list, he said, yeah, that too.
We started obviously surrendering himself on that person we wanted to remove. No problem. And then we got, the Supreme Court ruling that came down. We started with that, no issue. Then we had a hot chick ruling that came out. I had them to... it's unlocked. I had to try to reach out to him and say, hey, have him surrender himself. We found out that he was working with an attorney. His attorney was Little Rock, Cassandra Smith's husband, Ron Davis. And with the hopes that he was going, and it's not uncommon. You get a hot chick warrant, they allow you, even the warrant is out. They quash your warrant if you satisfy the fines on it and the actual bottom line check, cost of the check. And so, anticipating him doing that, in the process, she was concerned that, that was just a racial.
Notice how he's dressed and look at the guy beside him, short sleeve.
If we would hit the expedite services, that if that would generate a revocation on the urban renewal stuff, that's the only way she was reassuring that she wanted to get order protection and all that, just based on some of the things that happened. And
that's what she was telling us in the house.
And I was like, well, I can't guarantee that. I said, I'll talk to the prosecutor to see if that's a possibility. And he's like, I talked to him today at 4 o'clock. He said, no. He said, those checks were written before.
So, have a question for the captain and the sheriff. Can we make contact with Judge White and make sure he's okay and Judge Brown, Ernest Brown?
Yes.
They're both on that. Just because I don't know if he did something before and came here.
I got you.
But according to Judge White and Judge Brown are on his hit list.
On his hit list?
Yeah, he had 6 people on his hit list.
Really?
Sheriff's one of them. The wife was number 6. Judge White was number 1, and Judge Brown was number 2. She can't remember the rest.
If it was me, the wife would be number 1.
I'm calling now. About what? About him? Hey, Judge, you good? Okay, you good? Okay. You know, I'm here. I've been here for a minute now. But you apparently was on his list, so.
Hold on. Did anybody pick up what he just said? He said, I'm here. How in the hell would Ernest Brown know where the sheriff is at 3 o'clock in the morning? He said, I'm here. Yeah, you good? Come on now, y'all. That's why I love y'all. Y'all so damn smart. Let's play it one more again. Yeah, I say again. Play it one more again.
Okay.
Check this out.
The wife was number 6. Judge White was number 1, and Judge Brown was number 2. She can't remember the rest.
You call Judge Brown? I'm calling now. About what? About him? Hey, Judge, you good? Okay, you good? Okay. You know, I'm here. I've been here for a minute now. But you apparently was on his list, so you're trying to make sure everything was good.
Can I let the sheriff know?
No, that he did. I don't think it's been official from the court or anything like that, but they were still working on when he left, and then he was already gone before he even got here.
Now, the judge is asking questions. Where are you? I'm here. He said Maurice was already gone. He don't think anything is official, but he was already gone before he left. How would the sheriff know that? He wasn't the lead investigating agency. I just put that question out there. How in the hell would he know that Maurice was already dead? So you have a judge up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And you call this man and say, you good? And then his response, yeah, I'm here. Here where? How did he know you was going to be there? Who answered the phone that quick at 3 o'clock in the morning? Just like that. You good? Yeah, apparently you was on the hit list. So do me a favor. When you see him out in public, many of you all will be flocking to the courthouse. You're going to be walking by the county clerk's office. It should be KKK, Killer County Clerk. Just peer over and just look at it. You ain't got to say nothing. Just shake your head. When you see this killer right here, just do this right here. It's a damn shame. When you see a big, tall, nappy head, just shake your head. That's why I ask that you all donate $10 a piece to this GoFundMe. Go to my page and donate $10 right now. We need to get this money. If y'all want to see justice, you want to see a change in Pine Bluff, see, election is right around the corner. Lord is already gone. Jimmy Cunningham got that seat. Because if someone else wasn't running for sheriff, I'd be running for sheriff. We're going to have a new chief of police, so I'm being led to believe. I'm being told that Ivan Whitfield is going to be thrown back into the helm of the police department. Way better than what we currently have. And I hope it's true. Vivian, I love you. If that's true, I love you for doing that. You're showing me change already. If it's true, I'm going to back you 150%. I promise you. Oh, Miss Amita, yes, I did. Thank you. She made a large contribution. And I checked my mail yesterday. So yes, I got it. And thank you. But I want you to know that a change is coming. Pine Bluff, oh yeah, it's got to come. Because the way they slaughtered this man right here, What they did to him was not only despicable, inexcusable. He was a husband to a Jezebel, but he was a father. He was a brother. But most importantly, you know what he was first? He was a son. Also an attorney. And they took his life from him. And all these people that you see on this shirt played a part in it. That's why this town, this city, this county needs to do a 180. We need a change. It's incumbent that we have a change. Because we have people that's sitting in high places that think they doesn't stink. They need to go. But most importantly, they need to go to jail. A message to BA, Benedict Arnold, the man that has disgraced the uniform. All eyes closed ain't sleep. All bye-byes are not forever. I want you to know. I want you to know that we're coming for your ass. Killer County Clerk, we're coming for you too. I'm not gonna rest. To all of you, rest in pieces. You're guilty as sin. You know what you did. The only thing that's keeping this alive is yours truly. I'll be the sacrificial lamb to get justice. By the way, here's another little nugget. Did you all hear about the detainee that was beaten in the jail Thursday? I was waiting to see if the sheriff was going to do a press conference, if he was going to change the Facebook page on the sheriff department's page. A detainee was beaten in jail Thursday by 2 jailers. You heard nothing about it, did you? He was rushed to the hospital, knots all over his face. They had handcuffed this young man and beat him real bad, so bad he needed medical attention. Why hadn't there been a press conference or release something on Facebook from the sheriff? I hadn't heard that him. Well, I talked to his mother. I'm not going to call her name. She knows who it is. He was beaten, severely beaten at the jail Thursday in handcuffs, which means he posed no threat. How many more bodies will have to come through the back of the jail in a body bag? How many more mothers have to cry along with Mrs. Taggart? How many more mothers, how many more families have to be impacted by this sack of trash right here? I want to say what I really want to say, by this sack of you know what, before you all realize what's at stake. It was a mother's son Thursday. It could be somebody's daughter tonight or tomorrow night. And by the way, for you deputy jailers, I want you to know I have your names. Both of you that beat that young man while he was handcuffed. I'll be releasing that soon. I'm just ascertaining more information. I want you to know that I know who you are, and I know what you did when you did and how you did it to him. Tick-tock. Tick-tock. I'm coming. No more talk.
I find it crazy to pop.